Hello, welcome to the workshop. In this video I'm going to build an outfeed table for this table saw. I'm going to do that primarily because it's always dangerous to push things through and lean over to try and stop them falling off the saw. And I'm also going to build it myself because that's a cheaper option. As you know, if you have a small workshop, it's always a trade-off with the tools that you'd like to have and the room that you have for them. And I don't want to build a permanent outfeed here because quite often I'll wheel the thickness planer around here and put stock through. It's the only place where I can run longer pieces of stock by avoiding the chimney or the workbenches. So I want something that is not going to be permanent. I don't want to wheel something around because I already have, the walls are pretty well full of that, so I'm going to build something that I can collapse, and I'm going to build it quite cheaply. The reason for that being, A, I'm a bit of a tightwad, and secondly, I have a dirty secret. I'm a bit of a Festool fanboy, but their tools are, you could argue, overpriced. Oh, I don't think they are overpriced because of the quality of them, but they are expensive. So with the exception of the track saw, I've bought all of my Festool tools second-hand. They're all used, and that includes this table saw. But the table saw didn't come with this extension, so I had to weigh out for that. And just the extension, not the fence, or this I built, this extension, but the standard fence came with it. But just this extension cost around 350 euro, you know, fearlessly expensive. And they do an outfeed extension, but again, that's around 350 euro, which is money that I can't really, I can't warrant that money. So I'm going to build my own, something, less than 100 euro, $100. And I'm going to do that by using a sheet of, or part of a sheet of, this is 16mm solid black MDF. Cost around 55 euro, I think. And then I already have a couple of these stands. These cost around 35 bucks each off of Amazon, and I already had them because I used these for the planer thicknesser for, rolling long bits of stock through. So I've got two of these. I'm going to use two pieces of 2x2. I just ripped up a 2x4, so these are around around 45 millimeters square, something like that. It doesn't matter how long they are. I think I made these around 1.5 foot, 440, something like that. It really doesn't matter. I'm also going to paint those black, and this black acrylic paint, this happens to be lamp black. It's very good stuff, dries quickly, so that will match the top. And then obviously I've got dust mask, ear defenders, and I've got paper suit, because machining this stuff through the saw or through the router, or with the router, is pretty ugly. This is, I think this is carcinogenic with a capital C, so I'm going to suit myself up properly for this. So that's the plan, and then these store on the wall. I'll show you where. This I'll probably put a French cleat on, so I can store this on the wall. I've got a bit of room over there, so the whole thing can be out of the way. And then as and when I need it, I can set it up. We'll see that obviously, and I should be not leaning over the fence, over the table saw when it's running, trying to stop things dropping off, which ironically enough this will try and do when I cut it. But we'll do one thing at a time. Let's move on to cutting this first. So I'm about ready to cut. I've put the two rollers just on the outside here to act as a temporary outfeed table. Let's get masked up and cut this wood. It's going to go something like this. No doubt needs a little bit of manoeuvring. I could have these, I don't know if you can see them, probably not, but I could have the stands interlocked so they were a bit narrower, but then there would be a tendency to be able to push down on this and flip it. So I quite like this out here. These two pieces of wood are just about dry now, so they're ready to put on. I think we'll put the outside one on first and see how that goes. I'll just move these bits and pieces here. I'm going to do something like that. Let's mark up where that's going to go. Just get a couple of tools. It's going to go about there, and we just need to work out where the second one's going to go. So get my pencil, hold this one in position and run the pencil down this edge. You can clearly see that. So that's the outside edge. I'm just going to cover that line so I've got the slightest bit of wiggle room there. Just get a square. Okay, so that's the sort of crux of it. It's nice and tight. Just need to get a level. Why is that at an angle?
This may need adjusting here. I don't think that, yeah, that's a bit crap. I'll just find some Allen keys. That was in fact a torque wrench, not an Allen key. We'll get it to the right height first. So there we have it. Want this just a smidge lower than the table. Okay. So now we have an outfeed table. I'm going to run the palm router around it. I have toyed with the idea of putting some MFT holes in the top here, but this roller is here at the moment. I could of course take it further out. I'm limited to here. I'm not sure if that's really worth it. I can always do that at a later date. But I will run the palm router around it just to give it a nice rounded edge. So there you have it, a space-saving collapsible outfeed table that's not here for when I need this room, and when I'm using the table saw I can just grab these from the wall . Grab the top, close the gap slightly, leaving enough room for the fence mechanism, and I'm ready to start cutting. So I hope you found that useful. Of course you don't have to use the solid black MDF, you could use plywood. You could look on Facebook Marketplace for coffee tables, dining tables, that sort of thing. Any piece of wood's going to do you. I just wanted this so it matches the fence. I will put some beeswax on it after the video's finished. But that's about it with my idea for the space-saving outfeed table. If you found this video useful or have better ideas, please comment below. Like, subscribe in particular, as that really helps a small channel like mine. You can also hit the bell icon so that you're notified of my next videos. Anyway, I've been Alan, you've been watching, and I'll see you in the next video.